Welcome to Around the Reel with your hosts, Aaron Carlson, Charles Lawson, and Samantha Hanna. Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Wait, before you let him in.
I hear him. He's here.
I see Boo Boo Kitty something. I'm not going to go. And asshole Aaron.
Ooh,
All
yeah,
right.
that's me. That's me.
This is what I'm digging this interview. This is bizarre. I love it.
Welcome to Around the Reel.
I got a name too, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, that's good. Jeff.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm coming on. I didn't see my video wasn't on.
There he is.
All right, cool.
Can you see all of us okay?
I can. If I have a couple more drinks, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Same with us.
You'll
right
just
with
see
you, brother.
more of us. It'll be
You
worse.
guys are drinking already. All right.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Already?
Well, already,
I
I
had
mean.
dinner first.
I'd say it was a day, but it's been like that every day for a very long time.
Yeah.
This is a different interview than I've had lately. I can only say that right now.
Oh, this is definitely a different interview.
You're going to have a
Wait,
blast.
Am I on
have
the
you ever
right-
listened to a show?
Am I on the right link? This could be. This is a faith issue. I mean, faith kind of friendly film. It's also got sports, and it's all about family, though. Really.
Well, you're in the right place.
You are in the right place.
You're exactly in the right place.
Thought maybe somebody hacked me, and now I'm like,
No, we're all
in
about
Australia somewhere.
We
on
just
a
like
mountain.
to have too much fun sometimes.
we do.
I'm loving that too. Trust me.
Well, you've got quite a good sphere of people here with all kinds of different beliefs, faith, and brains. Yeah, and personalities.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
I haven't had that
Yeah.
on any of these. No, I'm kidding.
You're going to love this
Record
because
that.
'cause Jeff,
I don't know if Ricky's coming because I first texted him, "Are you coming?" And then Corby said that they want to change. They want to reschedule because he hadn't heard from you guys or something. And then I texted Ricky back and said it's off. And then now I'm trying to find him.
Oh,
It's like
well,
herding chickens. It's like herding chickens, you guys.
it's okay. It's totally fine.
It's like scheduling to make a movie.
Yeah, we had spoke with Katie, I believe it is, Sam,
Katie,
right?
yeah.
and we sent her this invite a few days ago for this, and then it's Corby. Is that the other person I was talking
Yeah,
about?
Corby Pons.
Yeah, I just sent him the link for you to get in because he didn't have it. So I don't know, but here we
We've
are.
been
we
talking
made it.
to-
Oh, you know
Well,
what?
there's
Maybe the
three.
girl. Look, I apologize, guys. I've done probably 120 interviews and not complaining. It's been awesome.
That's cool.
I've done 120 interviews in the last few weeks, and sometimes there's 14 different people on the movie in the PR world.
Yeah.
So maybe the girl that you're talking about was a different person. Looking at you guys and seeing your names, I think it was her. Corby is all faith. He's the faith guy.
Gotcha.
Well, some of us are faith as well.
yeah. There.
But
there.
we- yeah.
So we
I'm
could-
a
so now you-
horror guy who happened to write a faith-based film.
Yes. 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 Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was going to say I made this film for everybody. I made it for families and every person in the world that's ever had a struggle and wanted to be inspired. What's happening with this movie is shocking to me. Weird things are happening all the time, and I say weird meaning even the people that are doing them don't know what's happening. They're going, what? We just had an email today from our guy who handles the Facebook stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I don't know what's going on. I feel like I spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars when I didn't even have it. We are viral today. We got over 4 million views, and I didn't send it out to anybody. I only have 29,000 people on my Facebook. So he's confused at what's going on. So,
You don't have to be. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
I do.
You've made a very inspirational film, and people
well, I
want
don't
it.
know what's going on. I mean, yeah, I didn't expect it to be what it is. I expected it to be a really good movie, and hopefully it would win in the sense that I made a Rudy or a Hoosiers kind of film.
Right, exactly.
Didn't think Field of Dreams. I did not think that people were gonna. I mean, when I saw Field of Dreams, I walked out of the theater and just was like, "Wow, what an incredible movie!" And when he walked up to his dad in the cornfield at the end on the baseball field, I was moved. I even knew that actor. He was in my acting class back in the day, the one that played his father. But people are coming up to me saying, that this movie changed their lives and their kids' lives, and they're crying when they hug you, and it's like you're not ready for it. You're just kind of going, "This is wild,"
Right.
Yeah, that would be. That would be crazy.
Cheers,
I
guys,
can't
cheers.
imagine. Yeah,
cheers to you, my
to
friend.
you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers
Well,
to
so
you.
you had a drink ready, or did you send somebody off? Did you send one of your mini assistants to go?
My assistant's also known as the Small Wonder.
I told you he was on the right podcast, you guys. I mean,
Is it one of your?
She's my wife, but she's
okay.
also she's nicknamed the Small Wonder. She's in the credits as that too. So.
Aw.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Around the Reel.
Welcome to Around the Reel.
Welcome to Around the Reel.
We've got the pleasure to speak with someone who's made a fantastic film. Unfortunately, we didn't get to watch. The screeners did not work for us for some reason. They went black, but that's okay
But we're
because we
gonna-
watched the trailer enough times, and I know this
What's
film.
the crap out of that trailer?
I love these kind of films. So, Jeff, we can talk about it as much as you want. You're not going to spoil it for me because we're going to watch it. And we're going to go. We're just going to go to the theater and watch
No,
it.
I have not ever been wrong when I say to somebody, I can always tell, have you seen the film? And they usually say, no, I haven't, unfortunately. You guys, you totally duped me. I thought for sure you had seen it, big reactions.
You know, when your trailer's so well done that it's one of those movies where I'm like, because I'm a huge Hoosiers fan. I love that movie.
Right,
But
yeah.
Rudy is the movie. So I know the writers of those two films helped with this one, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
okay.
Rudy was Angelo Pizzo was the writer, and he wrote the script. And then Scott Marshall Smith, he wrote the score and Men of Honor with Cuba Gooding and
Yes.
De Niro. And he wrote When the Game Stands Tall. He was hired just to put the faith element in the film because or work on that and make it better because his dad is a pastor and he knows that writing world of that genre. So we brought him on and he fell in love with the movie. He just said, I said, Scott, we have no more money to pay you. He goes, he just wanted to write. I said, we can't pay you any more money. I'm so sorry. He goes, I don't care. I'm just going to work on it.
I love it.
I want to deepen the characters, and it just needs a little bit. And he didn't take anything from what Angelo did. Angelo writes like very streamlined, and he just kind of built it up for the actors a little bit more.
Oh, they played off each other, kind of.
That's
it
awesome.
sounds like.
Yeah, and Scott passed away like a year and a half ago
Oh, man.
at 50 years old too.
Oh,
Jeez.
man. Dude, that's my age. Jesus.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's too bad.
bad.
Oh,
yeah.
man. That's...
That was a bummer, but
Yes.
for all of us.
Leaving a
we-
legacy, though, for sure.
Oh yeah. We gave him a little thing at the end. It's all we could really do. And
Yeah.
anyway, so you guys are awesome. I mean, I want to just come in your studio and hang out with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
we
love
have a
that.
Where are all of you?
We are up in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, Tacoma area. Right
Oh,
up here.
nice.
Yeah. We've been doing this
Or
podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure which one.
Oh, no,
it
it's
is.
beautiful.
Either
Okay.
one word.
No, we love it. We love it up here. It's great. You
It's
know,
green and it's not spray paint, so it's good.
yeah, and I'm looking across the world, and everybody's on fire and burning and heat and everything else, and we're up here chilling.
Until we
I
have,
love that.
Until we
I love
have our
that.
giant earthquake.
I'm in California right now visiting. We live in Florida,
Okay.
and there's a hurricane in my yard right
Yeah.
now. but,
Yeah, man.
I'm here, so it's all good.
That's
my
good.
house is
I hope
fine.
your
It's just a
home
little.
is safe.
Yeah, where we are, it's a little bit of wind and rain. That's about it.
Oh,
Nothing
good.
big.
Right on, man.
Scary stuff, though. Those
Yeah.
natural disasters can get pretty scary.
Oh yeah.
Well, before we jump into everything about this film and the inspiration behind the film, especially one specific person, Jeff, would you please introduce yourself to the audience and let everybody know who you are and what you do?
I'm Jeff Celentano. I'm the director producer of The Hill. Took me 17 years to get this movie made, and that's why we're here.
Love it. Perfect. Short.
Because
sweet,
it's
to the
finally
point.
done.
It's finally done. Finally, and it's not done yet. Don't think it's done. I wake up
yeah.
every morning and check the box office, check the reviews.
Yeah.
My
oh,
wife
no.
is just about ready to, send me off on a boat somewhere. She's like, all right,
I'm over you, man. I need you.
We'll
out
be
of here.
glad. She's right here.
Oh,
say hi.
Yeah,
Susie,
pop
come
in.
say hi.
please.
Say hi
Oh
to
yes,
us.
please come say hi.
All right, she doesn't want to say hi.
Oh, okay. Hi there.
Well, now
Is she
I'm
the little
offended.
wonder? What is she
She's
again?
a small wonder. Come
Small
on, just
wonder,
walk by.
small
and peek your head
wonder.
in. Peek your head in. Here,
Just say
peek your head
hi.
in quickly.
I was just gonna get in the
There she
shower.
is. There she is.
There
Oh,
she is.
hello.
Wait,
Hello
you're gonna
there.
get in the shower. This isn't that kind of show.
Thank you for showing your face. It's
I
nice to
just
meet
wanted
you.
her to see you guys to know what I'm dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
Good point. Yeah, especially if you need another drink afterwards. It's a very good point. Very good point.
No, but it's there's no complaints here, man. I love everything I'm doing. Every interview I have, I'm psyched. I don't know where it's coming from. It's coming from a weird place. Honestly, I mean, I wake up every morning, I have all these interviews and I can't wait to do them. I never get tired. I could talk about the movie all day. And sometimes I don't want to talk about it too long because I watch some of them and I go, God, if I was an audience member watching this guy, I'd be like, after about 15 minutes, I'm good. I'm like, all right, I'm going now. I'm off.
You're doing fine. Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, I think people want to hear what you have to say more than you think. That's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I know. I know that for a fact.
Well, I mean, especially in talking to you. I mean, not only do we want to hear about your film, but also you as a director and a producer and everything else that you've done, because you started off acting and then you're like, fuck this, I want to direct. Excuse me, sorry, Catholic people. Never mind. Say a Hail Mary, fall on your knees. By the way, I hate Catholicism. My knees and my back can't take it. I tried it. Nope, not doing it. It was a normal, straight Christian. I'm a good Christian man. I just say fuck too much. I'm sorry, Mom. But no. We want also, not only do we want to know about the film, we want to know about the guy who's behind everything of making it. The director, the producer, the man who said, yes, I'm crazy enough to do this.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. You know, somebody said, what's it like being a director? I said, it's like riding a motorcycle, except you're on fire.
Right.
I love that.
That's a great analogy.
So this film is about Rickey Hill.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And for those of you guys that don't know who Rickey Hill is, there is, okay, I'm going to put it this way, Jeff. I am one of those guys that need these kind of stories. I've grown up with them my entire life.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, but me especially, you know, I love the underdog. I love that rise above everything when everybody thinks you can't do something and you can fucking do it. I'm all over that. I love it. No matter what it is, from Rocky to Hoosiers to all those films, they're great.
I'm the same.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
I love
I always try to make movies about a guy who's struggling to get through something or a woman who's struggling to get through something. And comes out on the other side.
And they rise up. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man.
Because it's inspiring. And people need inspiration in their lives.
Especially today.
Especially today.
The movie shouldn't have come out any other time. This is the time we need this film.
And that's why you're getting the hit that you are.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's going viral and everything that's happening is happening because everybody needs this story right now.
It's beautiful.
Right.
You know, before the show, I looked up the word inspiration because I never done it before. Because we all kind of know what that means, right?
Right.
But I looked it up. Here's some definitions. I left them up on the screen so I could see them. An inspiring agent of influence does nothing for
Don't
me.
put your glasses on.
No. Okay, then how about this one? B, something that inspired does nothing, right? Weak. Okay, 3, an act of drawing in. We're tying in something, but I don't know what that is. This is the one that got me. A divine influence or action on a person believed to qualify him or her to receive and communicate sacred revelation.
Wow.
Oh, I love
How
that
about
one.
that?
Okay, I love that.
That is deep.
Isn't
that is deep.
That's the one that we can never verbalize, and that's the thought.
I could never repeat it, but I love it.
It's
I
beautiful.
love it too.
Yeah, and I would just say it's badass. Like I love that.
Badass.
That is
which I had to change in the film for the theatrical. I had to change badass. My daddy's a badass. When you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
My daddy's the baddest.
Okay.
That made a huge difference for certain stations that said, we love your movie, we want to promote it, but you have to change a few things.
Yeah.
Never knowing what I was getting into, it turned into a monster.
I bet.
And you're just trying to get the actors to do these lines, a couple words here and there, and change it.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, really quick, let me ask you this. So what was it always supposed to be a faith-based film? Did you guys lean towards that because of Rickey's dad's background? I mean,
No.
What put the
This movie
aspect to it?
This movie is impossible to not have faith in this film.
Because of the miracles.
Right.
Yeah.
No, because his dad was a pastor and Rickey could recite the Bible. Rickey would pull up a podium in front of his house at the age of 8 years old. I verified this with his sister. She told me this. And he would thump on that Bible and that thing, and he would, 8 years old, preach to the family. And he just had a thing for it. He had a knack for it. You'll see in the movie, the sister says, how does he do it? And Dennis says, Rickey just got a thing.
So it was such a part of his life that you had, that was obvious.
There's no way around it.
Right.
Also, let's say I talk to you guys and I say, are you sports people? You say, I don't watch sports. I hate sports. I'm not a sports person. A lot of people aren't. Guess what? It's not a sports movie, but they call it a sports drama. They call it a faith movie. I saw a thing today. It's a Christian film. It is none of any of those things, but it's all of those things.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And I had a guy interviewed me the other day, and he nailed it. He said, "Man, if you reference Hoosiers, you reference Field of Dreams, you reference The Natural, you reference
The Natural.
Rudy, all these movies, but your movie has all of those movies in one movie. How did you do that?" I go, "It's the story and how to ride that fine line of faith where certain people that aren't believers will still love it, and people that are believers will love it even more, and people that hate sports will love it, and because there's only 2 games in the movie. There's this high school game, a little Sandlot game, 3, and then the end.
Mm-hmm.
I hate sport. Dennis Quaid said it all in the behind the scenes footage I have of him. He said, "The best sports movies are the ones that are not about the sport."
Right. No, he's right. He's
And so-
absolutely right. Yeah.
So Ricky would go on a railroad track and take a stick because he was super poor. He had nothing. He keeps saying, if he was here, he'd say it to you. It was free. We had no money. He would eat. I don't even want to tell you what he ate. I'm not allowed to talk about it because it's too dark. But he ate out of a can that you feed animals. Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
They were super poor. And so Ricky would go on this railroad track and hit 2,000 rocks a day.
Damn.
I'm so good at it. And I'm a surfer. So surfing, I'm addicted to it. So Ricky got addicted to hitting that rock. And what did he want to do? Play baseball. His dad said, "Ricky, you have bad legs. They're all twisted up. You have rickets. You're wearing leg braces. You're never going to be a baseball player. And if you do, you'll get hurt. God has a different calling for you. You're going to be a preacher." And Ricky said, "Daddy, I hear you and I love you, but I want to play baseball." And his dad said, "Well, you choose your will or God's will." And Ricky said, "Let me think about that." At 8 years old, I don't want to ruin it for you. I can't tell you what happens, but he comes to his dad and he has an idea and he tells his dad what he's going to do. And it's a little bit shocking.
Okay.
And so he goes on to play baseball, and his brother helps him, and he ends up being in high school, he ends up becoming a all-star player. And right when the scouts are coming to look at him, he trips over a sprinkler head and breaks his ankle. While he's in the hospital, now 4 months away is the tryouts for the major leagues, and Ricky's getting close.
Mm-hmm.
So they do an examination on his body, and they find out he has degenerative spinal disease. He's got no disc in his back. And he says, "Well, when can I play?" And the doctor says, "You may never walk again. And secondly, you're never going to play baseball." Well, Ricky gets angry, and he knows there's 2 months left after he's healing his foot. So he cuts his cast off, and he goes to the tryouts. He jumps the wall after he gets cut, and he jumps the wall, and he goes up to the pitcher's mound. In the movie, it's a little different. Everything in the movie is true, except we altered some scenes because of locations. He jumps the wall. He crying his eyes out. He walks across the field to a pitcher's mound, and there's Red Murph, the scout that discovered Nolan Ryan. And he walks up to him, and he looks like he's 7 feet tall, like he's Goliath, and Ricky's Davy. And he walks up and he says, Mr. Murph, I'm the best hitter you're ever going to see, and you're never going to give me a chance because of my leg." And Red Murph says, "Do you know where you're standing, son?" Like very angry. He says, "You are standing on the hill." Now, Ricky only told me this story 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit.
I came up with the title for the hill because of the struggle and his name.
Right.
Then I find out that it's even more poignant.
Wow.
And Ricky's like, "I don't know where I'm standing." He's like, "I don't know where I'm standing. I'm sorry, Mr. Murphy." He's like, "You're on the hill. Step off." And then he says, "I'm going to give you a chance because you have some guts to come up to me like this. Come back tonight and you can try out with I picked you out of 800 people, and I only picked 2 teams, and you're going to DH for both teams." Unheard of.
Right.
Because he can't really run well. And Red Murph did this because the kid had spirit, but he never wanted to sign him or even give him a chance at signing him. But Ricky did the impossible at the end. You'll see. And it's a miracle what he did at the very end. And Dennis Quaid said to me, "I can't believe this kid really did this. This can't be true." And I said, "It's all research, and I got all the stats, and I got all the proof you need, Dennis." And he's like, "How come the story hasn't been told?" And I said, "Dennis, how come all these stories haven't been told?"
Right.
I mean, I found it, and one company said you should write a book first, publicize the book for a year. They used the analogy of Soul Surfer. They said everybody knew Bethany Hamilton's arm got bit off by a shark. So when Soul Surfer got made, the whole world knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows Ricky's story.
No, and I think that makes it even more magical.
Yeah.
I really do. I believe that the magic is there because I didn't know who he was either. But that's the great thing about it is that you don't know who he is, and that's why you want to see it.
Yeah.
That's why you want to watch the movie because it's crazy.
Yeah, once we
I
got...
I saw a trailer when I went to go see Sound of Freedom. That's the first time I heard about the movie, first time I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
So when I saw that pop up in the emails, I was like, Sam, follow up with this.
Well, there you go again. There you go again. They call us up. They say, hey, you heard of this movie, Sound of Freedom? I said, kinda. They said, well, your trailer's playing in front of it. I said, oh. And then I started seeing all the hoopla about Sound of Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing I know, Sound of Freedom doesn't go away.
Right.
It stays in the theater, and they pull your trailer when that movie goes. Well, they kept our trailer, I think, is still in front of Sound of Freedom. It's like 8-9 weeks now.
That's
It's insane.
That is insane,
Yeah.
Jeff. It's
All
insane.
these crazy things are happening all the time, and it's just amazing.
So, yeah, it is.
Well, you guys tell me, why didn't it open that first weekend in the crazy numbers that like Jesus Revolution opened? That always bothered me. That still bothered me today. And Briarcliff's like, don't even worry about that. Your movie's not that kind of movie. It's a word of mouth movie, and it's going to be going climbing every weekend.
Yes.
I believe that. And I think
I believe that too.
Yeah, people will. They're gonna see it.
I mean, we're
they're gonna
doing
tell
good
people.
on a per screen percentage, which I never knew about. I think I looked at Box Office Mojo yesterday. We were 83% up, and all the other movies were like 50%. But they obviously have bigger numbers. But on a per screen average, since we're the little train that could.
Yeah, exactly.
We're the big train that has all the money. We don't have that. We didn't have Sound of Freedom money or Sound of Freedom press.
Mm-hmm.
But Briarcliff did a phenomenal job. And the word's getting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that that's what's going to happen is that once people get word of it or hear of it or see of it, which is going around, they are going to want to see it. So I think that your numbers will climb. That's what I believe.
Can I ask you guys a weird favor? And you can say no.
Oh, please, go.
You see the movie. Can we do another interview?
Absolutely.
Oh, please, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
It'll be a whole different interview. I mean, your
Yeah.
interview's awesome, but I mean, this interview's awesome. But when you see the film,
Okay.
Well,
That's
world.
fair. Yes.
I believe you. I believe that. But
I've
here's
seen the movie 1,000 times.
That's it?
I saw it in Houston. I saw it in Houston at the Joel Osteen's church with 600 people in a room. I sit in the back, I walk out usually, but I never do. I never can leave. This time I'm like definitely going to leave because the lady putting it on wants to talk to me about future projects.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go have a meeting with her. I couldn't get out of my chair. I cried through the whole darn thing. At the end, they had 3 stools up on stage. I walked up on stage. I couldn't find Ricky. I look over, he's sitting with his head down. I said, Rick, are you all right? And he looks up and he's just wrecked. And he comes on stage and everybody stands up and applauds and says, "We love you, Ricky," and made it worse. So we sat there for 5 more minutes. And yeah, it was amazing. And that whole night was like an out-of-body experience. I mean, it was insane. And we took pictures with people. A woman came up to me crying her eyes out. She said, "This is my son, Charles. He is autistic. He has no direction in life until tonight. He wants to play baseball. It's because of you, Jeff." And she said, "Can I hug you?" And I was like, "Absolutely. I don't even know who you are." But, and I ended up hugging like 10 people that night that had the same story.
Wow.
I mean, it was insane. So you guys got to see it, and then we'll have another.
What I was going to say, Jeff, what's funny is that, like you guys were talking about earlier about Ricky. I've never heard of him. I'm not a huge Major League Baseball fan, but I'm a football guy, a basketball guy. Grew up in the 70s. I watched all the best of the best ever play. But hearing that you guys were coming on, I read up on Ricky a little bit. So I know his story now. And I'm like, holy shit. It's so badass. He is amazing. I mean, the things that I know, if you were able to capture some of the moments that were like in his past and translated that to screen, I can't fucking wait to see it.
It's there in the trailer. And the trailer is, usually trailers are the best thing about a movie. The trailer doesn't touch the film.
Oh, good. Okay. Then you got it. You're going to be.
Trailer is powerful. I worked on that trailer. I drove Briarcliff insane. I thought they actually at one point said, "Do you want to go somewhere else?"
You want to get the hell out of here? We're done with you, Jeff.
The first trailer was not what I wanted.
Okay.
It was a different movie. And I said, I have a little trailer a friend of mine cut, and he's a superstar editor.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have hired him, but you guys already hired this company. but I'm going to show you something. And it was a minute and a half long, and they cried when they saw it. And they said, wow, a minute and a half. I said, we got to create that in the 2.5 minute trailer or the 3 minute trailer.
Right.
I worked on 10 versions with them. And finally I said, it's still not working. Let's get the composer's music in this trailer. And that, when you see the film, the composer's music is like, whew, it's incredible.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's so
I know
good.
our composer definitely puts the
mojo on it, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
That's the magic.
He puts the emotion and the feeling in
Yeah.
it, and kind of brings out that.
Oh, it's
kind
there without it, but then that music just enhanced it.
Oh,
To
for
me,
sure.
if music is pushing your emotions, it's bad. But
Yeah.
if music is enhancing your emotion, it's great.
It's perfect.
Oh, I love that.
Well,
Yeah, that's it.
How early on did you get your composer?
Well, okay, I'll tell you a little story. So
Thank God it's a show.
17 years ago, 17 years ago, when I met Rickey, I had to prove myself. They had met a lot of directors and been lied to and cheated, and money was taken from them and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, it sounds
And when I met-
normal. Yeah.
Yeah, evil
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
When I met them, I knew that I had to show them how honest I am. And so I created a little reel, 30 minutes long, of the movie I was going to make of other movies. I put them together in a sequence, and they were blown away. So this is the look, the scope, the score, everything. And I had the score on my phone from the TV series, the miniseries, The Pacific.
Okay.
It was about World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And it really was emotional. Yeah, and so I would stand there and I'd let them hear that music in their office, and they would get tears in their eyes. And I go, yeah, this is what I'm doing, guys. If you ever question me and you want to go with the bigger guy, go ahead. But I'm the guy for this movie. My heart is so big for this film, you're never going to find anybody else. My passion was so powerful, I couldn't get this movie out of my soul for 17 years. People told me, move on after 10 years. You're not going to get the money. Get another project. I said, I will do another little movie in between, but I'm never giving up on this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that composer in there, and when it came time after we started the film, we got the money. First thing I said is, I got to get Jeff Celentano to score this movie. He's the guy that did The Pacific.
Wow.
And my music supervisor said he's a really good friend of mine. This happened with Angelo Pizzo.
No kidding.
This happened with Angelo Pizzo, my producer friend. Who's your dream, my writer? Oh, I don't have the money for that, and it's a dream, so I'll tell you anyway. Angelo Pizzo. And he says, he's a really good friend of mine. He owes me a favor. And that's how I got Angelo, and that's how I got Jeff Celentano. So Jeff read the script and called me and said, this is a composer's dream. I know you don't have my fee, but I'll do it for whatever you have. And he got a full orchestra in Europe.
Wow.
And I had an idea I said, can you do The Pacific? And he said, you want me to steal my own music? I'm going to rip myself off? And I said, yeah.
Yeah, put that in there, bro. That's the best
Kinda,
shit
yeah.
ever. I love it.
A little bit.
Yeah. So he rewrote it a little bit, and it's not The Pacific at all, but it's so original that I hum it at night sometimes, because after I've seen the movie so many times, it just stays with you.
Beautiful.
Does your wife smack you when you're humming?
It's got like a mallet. Got like, what?
She said,
She hums it in the shower, but she'll take a mallet and whack me in the head with it too.
Mallet.
I recite lines from the movie, like where she'll say something like, what's some of the
Aaron, I'm getting a mallet.
yeah, you should get one. You're going to need one too.
We'll be somewhere and and I'll say, you know, you can do it if you just try hard enough. And she'll say,
Yeah. Welcome
But
to the real world,
I
Jeff.
found a site online the other day that had like 8 quotes. It said 8 great quotes memorable from the movie The Hill. I'm like, what? Somebody's created this already?
They don't mess
Already,
around.
they
Yeah, they
don't.
jump
And it
on
was
it, bro.
awesome, because there's some quotes in there that are
Oh,
fantastic.
cool. That's
So
cool.
good.
And you just premiered last Thursday?
Friday night.
Friday
Thursday
night.
was a preview night.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice. It's remarkable that you spent 17 years on making this movie happen, and your drive is just as powerful to me as the story you're telling. You know what I mean?
Rickey and I have figured that out. We are exactly alike.
Yeah, that's badass,
The
man.
only difference between Rickey and I is Rickey has had 6 total car accidents where he shouldn't have lived through any of them, and he's still kicking. And when he
Is
was
he still driving?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't want to be anywhere near him on the road, obviously. But so I was in Georgia about 3 days away from shooting, and Rickey called me. He said, "Jeff, I'm coming out in 3 days because I'm gonna watch the auditions for the baseball players, and I got to pick them."
Mhm.
I'm like, "Rick, we have the biggest sports coordinator in the world on this movie. You can be there, but it's not what you think. It's not a baseball team. It's a movie baseball team, but they're going to be the pros. He goes, I'm coming. Well, awesome. He shows up completely bloody, cuts all over his face, bandages. And I go, oh my God, what happened? He said, I drove through an exit ramp in Dallas. There was no warning. There was no sign that said construction zone. They didn't have one. I'm suing them. I went into a 60-foot ditch and went through the windshield and landed about 8 feet from the car.
Oh my God.
And you're here 3 days later? What are you, out of your mind? He goes,
That's
I wouldn't
the
miss
faith part of all this.
Yeah, I mean,
right there.
You're just surrounded by this.
I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, I said, are you okay? And he says, I think I got a little concussion, and I'll be all right. He's a
tank. If you have a concussion, you shouldn't fly.
He's a savage. This guy is amazing,
So
dude.
when we have you back, after we watch this and we have you back.
Ricky's going to be on. He should be on tonight. I'm sure he's looking at his phone right now trying to get on because he's not great with Zoom.
It's okay. We will do it again.
We can always do it again. Yeah, and I'd love to. So
we'll do it tomorrow. You guys are going tonight?
Well, no, we're in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, after the conversation. I'll go with you. Bring this computer.
And just be in the theater with us. We're done. Yeah, we got Jeff with us. Just let us in. We got Jeff with us. Right. Move out of the way. Shit. We got to watch the movie.
Creepy Chuck, you look like you're already in the theater. Come on.
That's what he was trying to portray.
I almost lost all my shit here.
Since
let's go to the movies, I'm down.
Well, since Ricky's not here, and we kind of got the idea of what his story is. Like, Jeff, what's your story though, man? I mean, yeah, Chuck made a point earlier. You were in movies back in the day. Like, I know that you were on TV. I mean, one of my mom's favorite shows, Dynasty, Magnum PI. You were on all that shit. You were with Michael Dudikoff in American Ninja, bro.
You're pulling out the skeletons.
I mean, those are my movies, man. I grew up as a kid watching those. That's great.
Well, I'll tell you a 2-second story. I was 6'4" when I was an actor. I still am. I'm probably shrinking as I get older. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I'm shrinking somewhere else, but it's fine.
Whoa, ouch.
It's okay.
So, I loved acting. I studied really hard. I was committed. I auditioned for many, getting a B movie is just as hard as getting an A-list movie. Trust me, there are 80 guys in the room and you got to work just as hard to get it. So I would get these movies and I enjoyed doing them. American Ninja 2 was a life-changing movie. I went to Africa for 3 months, never been out of America. Wow. Michael was actually a friend of mine. I was like his big brother. I lived in Manhattan Beach and he lived in Palos Verdes, and we met somewhere, I can't even remember, and he would come to my house and cry when he broke up with his girlfriend, Tanya Catane.
Tanya Catane, that's right.
Yeah, and all this stuff. And so when I landed in Africa and walked up to the dressing room and Michael was there, he just looked at me and he couldn't believe it. He's like, oh my God, you're playing Wild Bill. This is crazy. And it was awesome. And so that movie changed my life. But I was there for 3 months back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And South Africa it was still under apartheid. Mm-hmm. And they had no Americans there hardly. So it was really unique being there. People would talk to you and say, just talk. I want to hear your accent. That's amazing, So it was an eye-opening experience. And so I would get all these kind of B movies because I was this big, tall guy with a kind of a semi-beard and long hair. And I got those roles. But my dream was always to do A-list films, of course. Mm-hmm. But it was so hard to get them because the competition was tough and being an actor is not easy. And so I worked on a Robert Altman movie. Okay. And Bob Altman just liked me. He took me under his wing, kind of. It's just something that Bob and I clicked. We'd be on set, and it was the player,
Yeah.
And I'm barely in. Like, if you see me in it, I'm like, he cut the whole scene, and I'm just a flash of two moments. But I'm Rocco in the credits. You'll see Jeff Weston was my acting name.
Right.
And so Bob and I would be on set. And he'd say, hey, Jeff, right before we're getting ready to shoot, you want to get a foot massage? And I'd be like, from you? And he'd go, no, not me. A girl will massage your feet in the pool. And so the AD's looking at us like, what is happening? And Bob says, come on. So we go over and we sit down in this pool and these girls are massaging our feet. And he goes, feel good, right? And I said, this is amazing. And then the AD comes over. He's like, Bob, we're kind of shooting a movie. Can we, he's like, in a minute. Jeff and I are getting massages on our feet. That's how it started. So then I would be in the middle.
I want to be a director.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I'd be in the middle of a scene and I'd look at Bob and I'd say, it had nothing to do with the movie. I say, Bob, I have a question. And all the crew's there. I said, is my wife pregnant with my baby or is it from an alien? And he goes, I got to think about that one. I really do, because you might be onto something. Talk to me at lunch, and the whole crew's looking at us like, what is going on? He went with it. And we'd be at the table having lunch, and I look up, I go, Bob, about the alien thing, what do you think? And he's like, I think it definitely was an alien, and it's not your baby. So you're going to be very emotionally upset in the next scene. And everybody's looking at us like they think we're serious, you know? And so Bob and I became buddies,
right.
and he trusted me. Scotty Bushnell, his producer, came into my dressing room, and she said, Jeff, do you know why you're here? And I said, because I got the job. And she said, no, you're here because Bob can smell bullshit a mile away, and he saw you, and he really wants you as part of the family.
Badass.
So I asked him if I could watch him direct and scout and shadow him after I got done shooting. And he said, why do you want to be a stupid director? This is the worst job in the world. And I said, Bob, it's what I want to do. Can I shadow you? And he said, sure, you can hang over my shoulder and bug me. So, he would set the camera up in this really elaborate shot, and then Avenue Pictures would come over, and I could say it, I don't think Avenue's around anymore. They'd come over and say, hey, Bob, that was brilliant what you did. Such an artist. Oh my God, I was moved. Oh my God. And they'd walk away, and he'd look at me and go, what a crock of shit. These people are so full of it. He goes, I make gloves, they make shoes. I don't know how I'm doing this any longer. Mm-hmm. So we got really close, and he became my mentor, and I would go in the editing room and sit with him.
Oh, dude.
And I decided right then, I'm going to make movies. I don't want to be a B movie actor. You get stuck in there because I love working, and I had such a great attitude, but you can start to get a name for yourself. So I started making movies that weren't B movies, but the scripts were they were action kind of films. I started making comedies, and then I made a comedy, and I couldn't get past the comedy because nobody wants to fund them.
Right.
So I started doing stuff with my company. I got a company. I met a guy with money, and he backed me. And I had a little company. I started making Coen Brothers-esque type movies, and then I moved into action and thrillers because they were easy to get made. Mm-hmm. But every single movie you'll see of mine, they're not B at all. All of them are A-list quality. Like my really big producer friend says, you make really mediocre scripts into really watchable movies. And one day you're going to get that script's going to change your life. And that's how I ended up with The Hill.
With The Hill.
And the movie I'm doing next is an A-list movie from a best-selling novel called Long Way Gone, about a singer that goes to Nashville and just gets everything taken away from him, and he's got to build himself up and meets like what's her name, the country star right now that's the biggest thing in the world, the young girl.
Oh, Taylor Swift?
He meets like a Taylor Swift, and she falls in love with him because of he's uber talented songwriter and singer, and we're looking at Luke Grimes to play the lead. Wow. And so that is it's films in Nashville, Utah, and Georgia, and where we filmed The Hill.
So are these inspirational stories? Is that where your heart is?
That's all I want to make now. After this film, I can't go back. I made a thriller in England last November. It's coming out soon on streaming called Blackwater Lane. It's like a Hitchcock film.
You don't want to make ninja movies anymore?
No.
Damn it! I still love ninja movies. I
didn't even want anyone to know I did a ninja movie.
Dude,
you were my favorite group of people. You're my least favorite
come on.
group.
Sho Kosugi, Steve James, those type of movies, badass dudes.
Steve James was my close friend.
Man, I love that stuff.
Wow, you do know those movies. I'm scared.
I know. I love them to this day. Actually, I implement a lot of that stuff in the movies that we make. To this day, I do.
Wow.
I can't help it. I can't help it. I think we can save it. I really do. It was magic in those movies. They never get old to me. I love them.
Well, that one was a tongue-in-cheek. The number two, the first one took itself too seriously, but it made a fortune.
Yeah.
Number two was really corny and funny, and I really corned it up in there. So
it was fun. It's fun. And even their logo, Canon, isn't that what they were? Were they
Canon Pictures?
Canon Pictures. Okay. Our logo is like Canon for CCC Entertainment Group. That's what.
No, that was Sicko. Yeah, they're looping C. It was,
but their C looks like ours. It does. It really does. Go back and watch them when the Canon thing comes together. You can find them. Just go watch American Ninja again. It's badass. I love
you have like 1 trillion followers or something. Like you're the only show I'd ever want to watch. Like I love every interview I've ever done, and I met some really good friends. I met some guys, 2 guys called Brig and Brad, and their show's called Sports Will Save Us Now.
Okay.
And they what? Sports Will Save Us All. And I invited them to the premiere, and they flew out from Arizona and Greenville, South Carolina, and they were awesome. And they're still my good friends. But
That's great.
you guys are definitely probably the coolest interview I've done.
Oh,
thank
man.
you so
Jeff,
much.
that means
Well, have you ever sat down with a homeless person, maybe a little bit schizophrenic, and had a nice conversation with them and realized that they're kind of really an interesting person? It's kind of like having a conversation with the three of us all at one time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I would say homeless and also scary at the same time.
And schizophrenic.
I think creepy is the word I'm looking for.
Creepy is the word, yeah. and he's being on his best behavior tonight. You have no idea where he can go. Here he goes.
Wow. You guys live near each other?
Yes, we do.
We try not to.
20 miles away from each other.
Yeah, 20 miles.
You ever hang out together or no? You just guys see each
all
other?
the time.
All the time. Yeah, we make all our movies together.
Really?
We created this company on our own. This is us
This
up
has been
here.
a 32-year relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've known each
Wow.
other for a very long time.
Very long.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we do. We're trying to
I'd
get to
like
the.
to see other people, but nobody wants to see me.
Well, that's because you're the third wheel.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he's homeless, which they're tired of borrowing money from people. I like the bounce. I like it.
I just live in the dark. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. No, I love your story, man. I
Yeah.
really, really do.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, when I was doing research on you a little bit, I was just like, holy shit, the movies he's been in, I was a little guy watching these, and not knowing that one day I'd be talking with you. And to me, that's what's so fucking amazing about
I didn't know I'd be talking
what we
with
do.
you guys. It's
Exactly.
even cooler than that to me.
you didn't know what you were getting yourself into.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. But I can tell you, and one more little story. So I always followed great editors and great filmmakers. And I had this little short called Dickwad that I did. And
Yeah.
I wish I could
it's
see that.
It's what got me in the business. It was kind of a Charlie Chaplin was kind of the model for the lead guy. I was in downtown LA one time and I couldn't get to my house, which was 20 minutes away. It took me 3 hours to get home. So I wrote a script about a guy who gets his only day off in 17 years and he can't get home to his wife.
This is
Everything-
like your color
it was-
rocks, Aaron.
Yes,
It was
exactly.
falling down on acid, they said.
Oh, okay.
And so you can find it somewhere online. But anyway, it launched my career. And I was at a screening in Beverly Hills, and this very tall, big, imposing man came up and shook my hand. He said,
Taller than you?
"Loved your movie," he said. And I said, "Thank you." And he handed me his business card and it said, "Gerald Greenberg, head of production, Columbia Pictures."
Oh, shit.
Whatever.
And he said, "Give me a call tomorrow. I'd like to meet with you." So I called him and set up a meeting. I went in and I'm sitting there and he looks at me and he goes, I knew who he was.
Mhm.
I couldn't believe I was in his office. He was the editor of Scarface. My God, he did everything. Kramer versus Kramer, Missouri
man.
Breaks, all the Brian De Palma films, Dress to Kill,
Jeez.
Apocalypse Now, you name it. So he met me and said, "Where do you come from?" And I said, "New Jersey." And he laughed and he said, "No, where do you come from in the movie business? How do you know how to make movies? The way you put the camera and your choice of shots was so on the edge of pretension, but you never went over the line." I said, "I have no idea, Jerry. I just feel it."
You feel it. Yep.
Yeah. And he then said, "Well, I'm going to be your mentor and help you, and we have to work together somehow."
Wow.
And from that day, we never actually did a movie together, but he would come into my editing room on every movie I did and sit there the last 2 weeks, and he would help me edit and teach me everything about telling a story.
Wow, you are
My
something lucky.
Dude, but it's luck, yes. But at the same time, he was doing it.
It's
He was
skill,
putting himself
too.
out there. He
wouldn't
did
have
what he needed
noticed
to do.
you
Yeah.
if you
You exposed yourself to the world, and it paid off.
Yes.
That's true. It's true.
You got to do that.
I did. I mean, I just said, I'm going to make this film, and everybody laughed at me and said, "You have no money. How are you going to do it?" And I said, "I'm going to get everything donated."
Yeah.
That sounds exactly
then,
like the story
you can't
that
make
the
it-
movie.
Yeah.
Well, it was before.
Same
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
story.
before. It was before the internet and all that stuff.
Which is way harder now.
Way harder.
Yeah, it's way harder,
Yeah.
and nobody wants cares about people who make short. There was no camera unless you had a movie camera.
Right. Yeah. No digital bullshit. You had
You
to just-
couldn't work with a little handheld handy cam. Nobody wanted to see that.
Nope.
So I got a 35 millimeter Panavision package by lying my way into Panavision, and I got 35,000 feet of film from AGFA by stalking a woman outside of her building.
Oh,
in
Lord.
Central.
The hustle. That's the hustle.
That's the hustle.
I did it.
Yeah.
I did it, and
Yes.
I got the food from a friend of mine who used to deliver food to offices, in a little cooler, sandwiches and salads. And I said, what are you doing with the food when you're done? And she said, I usually take it to the homeless. I said, give it to me. I'll put it in my fridge and I'll take it for the crew every weekend
Oh
we shoot.
man, yeah, I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
yeah.
Hey,
That's
so-
cool.
Now you see,
yeah, that's an inspiring story right
that's
there.
what I'm saying. So even though we didn't watch the film yet, and I know a lot of people probably listen to our show has seen the movie, which is great. However, since we haven't, now they're getting to know Jeff, and that adds value to your film even more.
Absolutely.
Dude, for the things you're saying, because we've got a ton of filmmakers up here and creatives that listen to this show all the time, all over the world. I mean, granted, we've done this for 4 years, and we've been blessed to have like the audience we have, which is we just did this because of COVID, basically. Yeah, we couldn't make our movies, so we started a podcast. I mean, literally, that's
Wow.
what we did. And
Amazing. So I want to hear your story now.
well, the biggest thing we wanted to do was just to keep it like, like we're all in the kitchen just having a drink talking. That was our premise, and that's what we wanted to do. We knew that we had certain personality traits that might resonate with everybody. Some people would love Sam. Some people hate me, asshole. Maybe they should start calling me Dickwad. I like that better. Dickwad Aaron.
Well, that's what happened. How that became the title was I on that way home with a 5-alarm fire and a gang shooting across my hood, and I was driving on the sidewalk trying to get around it. 3 people, not one, not two, 3 people on the way home called me a dickwad. and
For driving on the sidewalks?
I love it. I love it.
But the movie became a very emotional film because the lead guy was a friend of mine who was my acting guru named Jim Staskell. And he was basically like De Niro or Marlon Brando. He was that talented. His resume was 10 pages long. He had done American Buffalo on Broadway, Understood Savage. And in the movie, oh my God, I can't even believe I didn't tell anybody this. He was homeless. He was an actor who chose to be homeless when he broke up with his wife because he wanted to live that way to make his acting better. And he became homeless for like 15 years on the rest of his life. He died up in a mountain in a Winnebago that he bought $100,000 Winnebago. When his dad died, left him $200,000, and he bought a giant RV and lived in it, and he died in it. But he was one of my best friends. Anyway, when I hired him in Dickwad, I had no money. He would show up in a van he lived in. And I would say, hey, Jim, you ready to go to work? He says, I'm not in wardrobe yet. You haven't put me in the wardrobe trailer. I said, we don't have a wardrobe trailer, man. There's your van. Go get changed.
bro.
He got mad. He said, that's my home. Don't make me go in there. And I was like, wow. So when he was in the movie, when the last thing in the movie happens, when everything happens to him on the way home. When the last thing happens, he almost gets beat to a pulp. He just cried on his knees in the movie, and it became a real film. It was funny, and then it became real. And that was kind of my signature. My first feature, Under the Hula Moon, was a very comical, like Gilligan's Island, and then it became like Reservoir Dogs in the middle of Gilligan. It was Fargo, but Fargo was after me. Nobody was ready for my movie.
I got you.
Directors Guild for 600 people, and my agent at ICM said, they're terrified of you. And I said, why? Because they're worried if they give you the Christmas movie with Santa Claus, you're going to kill Santa Claus.
You're unpredictable. Yeah.
Script. I'm not going to
just kill all the elves.
kill all the elves. So anyway, I won't go on, but that's something I've never told anybody. Nobody knows these stories.
Wow.
Except,
Oh, I love that.
but
I love your whole story. It's all inspiring. Like from just everything about your story is pretty. You should do a movie on you.
Everybody wants me to write a book because it goes on and on and on.
Literally. Like I'm reading Greenlight right now, and that's not even close to as interesting as your story.
Oh yeah, you're reading Matthew McConaughey's book. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's great.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep, Matthew still want to get you on the show, buddy.
Well, here, from director to director, let me ask you a question, because I haven't had this opportunity yet, and I'm 50 years old, but I still have belief that I can get this dream to where,
60.
Okay.
60. Guess what? My career took off when I made this movie.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So here you are. You've had a hell of a career. Okay, I think so. I honestly do. The connections you made early on, the choices you made, the acting gigs you did, getting mentored by who you got mentored by to direct, what you've learned, what you've created now, that passion and that desire to stick with something, this goal, this just ultimate belief, this power.
He meant the balls.
Yeah, the fucking balls. I'm gonna say, the fucking balls to just not let that story go and then get where you're at. I think it's great. But here's the kicker: like, what's it fucking feel like to make it to that point finally after putting in all that time, that hard work? I mean, you work with Dennis Quaid, you got Scott Glenn in this movie. I mean, these are like icons, right? How do you feel, Jeff?
I feel great that I made this movie. I don't feel much different. Honestly, I don't. I mean,
Why
I don't
do you
really
say that? Is it because it's just like you to do this? Is that how you
think-
feel?
I think it's because I don't really want a lot out of life. I just want a little bit. I just want enough to like have a couple places that I want to. I don't want to live in one house. We live in Florida now in St. Augustine, but I want to get a house here in California too, or a condo or something, and just a little bit of money, and I'm happy, and a little bit of like leverage, so I can pick the projects I want. I don't want to have to be scrounging for a movie or, shepherding a script around anymore. I'm tired of it. Every filmmaker will tell you the same thing. But when you get a successful film or one that like works, people come to you, and I've already got all kinds of stuff going on, but I'll see when it all transpires. But we were about to make Long Way Gone, and then we got put on hold because of the SAG strike.
Yeah.
So people were saying to me, Jeff, your career's taken off because of The Hill. You have the movie you just did in England. We were in England for 3 months. It was a dream in an old manor house that was like from the 1500s. It was incredible. And then I made The Hill, and I did that movie, and now I have Long Way Gone, and there's a couple other things I'm doing. So that makes me feel amazing. But more than anything, making The Hill, I feel I can't even explain it in words what it's doing to people and what that does to me, because I'm a really emotional person, sensitive person. I don't go around crying over nothing, but I've just got an open heart, I guess you could say. And it's touching people, and that I want to make movies like that. I don't want to make any other kind of movie.
Yeah.
That's where you should be.
Yeah.
Obviously. I've been on the verge of tears like 4 different times during this interview.
I know.
I've been trying to
it's
cover.
Great. It's great.
I'm not crying, I swear.
Every time Rickey's here, we have journalists break down on camera, and I'm like, wow, I have never seen that.
I believe it. Well, I'm not going to say that.
Cry. I know you don't want to, but you're gonna cry when you see the film.
I'm going to cry my ass off.
I already cried during this interview.
Yeah, I'll cry. Yeah, I will
cry my eyes out, and then I'll pick up the chair that I was crying and hit you over the head with it for laughing.
Yeah. That's hence the creepy.
No, I cry at everything. You'd be surprised. I probably cried at American Ninja. I'm not kidding. I probably did because of the heart. The badassery. I love that stuff. I love it. I just love it. Yeah. I can't get through Rudy without crying my eyes out. No. And the natural. Oh my God.
No. Oh, The Natural is one of my favorite movies of all time. That was, what the template of this movie for me was? Seabiscuit.
That's another great one. I forgot about that. That's Tobey Maguire's movie. Yeah, that's great.
Biscuit breaks my heart. That horse.
Yeah.
I told Rickey I'm not comparing you to a horse, but
why not?
But seriously, bawling tears.
Yeah.
All those. Well, the animal ones really get me because I'm an animal lover, like really bad.
You might be into horse racing, or you might not be into faith, but it had it all in that movie.
Yeah.
Actors were phenomenal. The actors in this movie were the best actors I ever worked with in my career, and every single one of them I picked, you'll see, not one of them has a bad moment. And the little kids that grow into the big kids, because when you do a movie like this, you have 1960, you're making 2 movies. So you have 3 little kids that end up falling in love with each other. These kids were the best of friends.
I bet.
And Dennis and Graham and Joelle Carter played the mother, and Randy Quaid, they were all in it. And then suddenly those kids go away. I take them away from you guys. Like, hey, you love these little kids? Not anymore. And you better love the next kid I bring you and the next group of kids, because they're 17 now. And they look exactly like the younger versions.
Wow.
And they act like him. And it didn't happen because we planned it. It just was a divine inspired thing.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Dude. Okay. Well,
wow.
I guess we got to go to the movies. I got to watch this. Yeah.
You guys have used long.
I got $187. I think we can cover it.
I think
$7?
$187. I think we can cover it.
Yeah, you got to invite some more people.
Yeah,
that's in a rap song, 187.
Yeah, that was a movie too. Samuel Jackson. I'm with you. I got it.
There was a Somebody sent me a meme last night with a guy with 3 teeth, and the number was 8675, and then he had the 3 teeth.
Oh,
Three.
no.
Oh, no.
But now I put it in your head. You'll never stop singing that tonight. You're gonna
No,
hate it.
it's already in my head. You screwed me, Jeff. You got me.
Yeah,
good.
thanks
Yep,
a
you
lot
got
for
me.
that.
Actually, what's going to happen is tomorrow the headlines will read, "Man killed by lady in bed because he wouldn't stop singing," and so she just.
Oh, am I
drove
going to be the killer?
a knife
Yeah.
through his temple?
No, it would be a mallet. It would be a mallet.
Yeah, and he
Oh,
taught me
mallet.
mallet, yeah. Well, he didn't teach me mallet, but his wife's actions taught me mallet.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be.
I need
mallet.
one.
Yeah, it's fine. You can beat me over the head.
I'm gonna beat
anytime.
him.
Beat me
I'm gonna
up.
beat him.
It's fine. Yeah, I might like it. You never know. That's fine. I'm weird. Yeah, and I'm gonna go watch fucking Black American Ninja right now because
Why
I'm
don't
still
you look
jacked
at
up.
your coaster?
I still love it. Yeah, what's my coaster say?
It says "Shut the fuck up."
Okay.
Okay, nobody's ever gonna watch my film now.
They will. Trust me, they will.
No, they definitely
They
will.
definitely will.
Well, the filmmakers will, because we entertain the filmmakers. The filmmakers who don't have any money will drop their money to go see your film because you, my friend, are
I like-
inspiration in yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. Yes, he
And
is.
the people that listen to us, they're used to us.
Yeah,
so
they know us.
They just
They
are
know
like,
us.
whatever.
They're probably saying right now, like, why are they being so nice?
I know. They're being so PC. This is weird.
Yeah, this is weird for them. They don't know.
Yeah,
what's
this is
going
us
on.
tame, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
really is.
super tame.
Journalist the other day I asked him, I said, what happens when you get on here and you have a movie that they pumped you to promote, but you don't like it? And he goes, oh, I'll tell you the truth. I'll say, it was a movie.
You know,
We
you
said
made
that.
one-
We have not said that.
No.
I think we did.
we have, but see, there's a difference, like how we do it. But I get what he's saying. I get it.
We all get it.
I always appreciate the effort.
We
you
do,
know,
yeah.
As a filmmaker, because it's not
Well,
easy.
and the growth, because we know where we came from, and our shit is actual shit.
Early shit was
The
shit.
early shit is shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
No, we didn't video record turds. That's not. It wasn't shit.
But
It might
It
as
just
well
wasn't
have
the
been.
best performance
But we
that
learned.
could have offered at the time.
If we did a spin-off of Sunny in Philadelphia, you guys are my cast.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Have the same.
Filmmaking's a lot like taking that stick and that 2,000 rocks. You just got to keep fucking hitting them. You got to keep doing them. Keep making them. Keep making them. Keep making them. You got to take swings.
Dark in Washington. It's dark in Seattle or dark in, where are you again? What town?
Seattle, Tacoma. Yeah, we're right up here. It's not far.
Tacoma.
Yep.
You got a report on you.
Yep.
You know.
Home instead of it's sunny in Philadelphia, and I'll direct it.
Oh,
It's always
cloudy.
raining.
Yeah.
It's always raining northwest.
It's always cloudy.
No.
Yeah, Northwest sounds too soft though. We need something tough. I don't know.
You want
We'll
something
figure it out.
tough?
It's never sunny in Seattle.
That's better. That's it. That's it. It's never sunny in Seattle. I love that.
I mean, it's a hit.
Yeah, Jeff.
Let's
It's
do
never
it.
sunny in Seattle.
Do it, please.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
Let's do it.
I'm still trying to push us on you. If you need a secondary film unit to come and help you shoot,
Dude, he is not. No,
He
he's
doesn't
not gonna
need
call
us
us,
or
motherfucker.
shit.
He's not calling us. It's fine. It's fine. Jeff,
Unless he wants to make that movie. Then he does.
man, Jeff, thank you for taking the time
been a
with us
pleasure.
today. It's been an absolute honor, brother. It really has.
You guys, you made my night. Honestly.
Aw,
Thank you. And, good luck with everything that you guys do. And I hope we talk again. I'd love to chat with you guys more. I know we all would.
Yeah.
And especially more about the film.
Yeah.
Hook you guys up with me? I'll figure it
I
out,
think
and hook it up.
I would love that. I would
'Cause
love
we
that.
got to get you back on
Yeah.
after we see it.
Absolutely.
No.
Then we can do a review of it. Live review.
Okay.
That'd be great. I'd love it. We can spoil the movie
Yeah,
for everybody.
and we have to have Ricky. We have to have Ricky too.
Love it immediately.
yeah, hey Ricky on you too. So that way we can make sure that we don't embarrass somebody who has been in more car accidents than
Us
Crash test
or
dummy.
people. Or
He's very active, so it'll be a different interview, but
It's great.
That's good. We love that.
All right.
We love a challenge. A good challenge is always good.
Always. I won't back down. Nope. Chuck, do you want to close
Yes.
out the
Close us
show with Jeff?
you have any special games you play at the end of your shows?
You know,
We
we
do.
do sometimes play
Ooh.
games, but when you're so interesting, such as yourself, we just
We
don't really
randomly
play 'em
yeah, we
'cause
randomly do them.
Had really a
We
lot of
randomly
fun.
play games. Sometimes we use it for icebreakers. The guests seem like they might be a little bit uncomfortable to get comfortable in
Or
the
if they're
conversation.
boring, I
Sometimes-
didn't say that.
Well, a guy asked sports questions the other day, and I just said, I'm going to fail all this because I am not a sports guy.
It's all good. It's all
No,
good.
we didn't do any of that. We didn't have to.
We would not want to embarrass you, my friend.
No.
And Spielberg makes a dinosaur movie. He hires the best dinosaur special effects guys and says, "I want these dinosaurs to run up a mountain," and they show it to him, and he goes, "Perfect."
I thought about
I hired the best baseball advisors and sports advisors around me for movies, and my guy, Mark Ellis, he did Rookie, Miracle, you name it. He did American Underdog recently.
Is Miracle the hockey one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything. He does hockey, baseball, football, basketball. He's the best.
Awesome.
He's the sports guy.
That's awesome.
He's the guy. And he walked out onto the field when we were auditioning the baseball players, and he said at the top of his lungs on a megaphone, I was shocked. He said, "If you weren't number 1 or 2 in your high school or college, you can get on the bus and get the heck out of here."
That sounds about right.
Fields.
Yeah, I love it. I love that attitude. Yeah, when I was in school, that's the way it was. It wasn't all this PC crap. It was like straight, and it builds your character. It really does. It really does. It really does. Trust me. The coaches I had in high school,
aren't the number 1 and
college
number
were
2
that way.
in high school ball probably like playing ball,
Say that again?
not acting?
Oh, yeah, maybe, probably right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right, Chuck.
Anyway, Jeff, again, thank you. Chuck, you want to
Yes,
close
sir.
us out?
I absolutely will. Jeff, thank you for hanging out, having a conversation. All things from weird 80s nostalgic movies that only Aaron loves and that Jeff was in, all the way up to you finally making what you say is a name for yourself in The Hill. I think you've made a name for yourself all along your journey, my friend, and I look forward to seeing where your journey takes you. Normally, I would say some off-color, weird shit at this point, but at this time, I want to thank everybody for joining us in this faith-based interview with our good buddy, Jeff. We look forward to having you on the show again, my friend, after we go see the movie. Since the screeners didn't work, we're not judging, we're not saying anything bad about it. We just, there's a lot of black screen, and we didn't know that, we thought the movie should have started.
Yeah, and it wasn't because I was standing in front of it.
Yeah, and we'll get it, we'll see it, we'll go see it in the theater. I'll go take somebody this weekend to go see it.
Since you guys are my favorite group of people, it was meant to be, because now you get to see it in a big theater with the surround sound and everything. And this is a movie you want to see, because I've seen it on a small screen, and that crack of the baseball bat that's special for Ricky's character.
Oh, yeah.
Hear that, and it goes into your stomach.
Oh,
Awesome.
I bet.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Jeff, that's badass, dude. Congratulations, buddy. Super proud to know you and talk with you today. It's awesome.
Yes.
Jeff, really quick, before I let you go, is your wife still in the room?
She is.
Look at her. Thank her
I
for
think.
all these damn
She's
years.
laughing.
I need best friends.
Aww.
I love it.
Jeff, brother, thank you for joining us tonight Around the Reel. Everybody, I remember, think hard, because you're thinking anyway.
We'll see everybody later.
Bye. For those of you that want to be a guest on Around the Reel, please email Sam at aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
Not Messenger. Do not message Aaron on Messenger, because then he has to send you a message that says email Sam at aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
How come they can't just message me again?
Because nobody wants to fucking talk to you.
Can anybody reach out? That's an artist, filmmaker, actor?
If you're an artist of any kind, we want to hear from you.
But we are going to vet the crap out of you.
We don't care if you make millions of dollars in Hollywood or if you're just beginning your career in the art industry. We don't care. So everybody that wants to be on Around the Reel, yes, we want you.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.